Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome to another process video here on my YouTube channel. Today I'm playing along with Crystal of Pineapple Papers. She is doing a off the board with pineapple papers challenge this month. So every day this month she is using her Pinterest board to create something, and she has asked a few of her crafty friends to join in when we can. So today I am joining in. I am scrapbooking these two photos of my kids in their Christmas pajamas in front of the Christmas tree. I'm using my Christmas in July How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I went to my Pinterest board and I have Christmas album inspiration, and I haven't pinned much in this album in probably 2 years. I need to refresh my pins, but I'm going to use this layout here to get my inspiration from. So let's see what I can do. Pretty close to the inspiration pin here. I decided to keep the green background and then the red paper and then the white paper on top. Now this white paper is from Pink Fresh, and it is the B-side. It's this messy grid, and I just really like it. I just like the look that it gives, because while I have a very traditional Christmas red paper, I do have this lighter green. So I decided I needed to bring that out a little bit. It was starting to look a Dr. Seuss like, if you know that kind of feeling that I am talking about. So I decided to mat my photos on this white paper at first. I have noticed that a lot of times lately I'm matting my photos on white and then matting them on something darker. And that, I feel, just gives a great pop to the picture. So you're totally getting the picture. Sorry, I got distracted. One of my lights was falling over. You're totally getting the pop of the picture over top of the color. And to me, that just looks really cool. And it's something that I'm doing a lot of right now, and probably will move on to something different here shortly. I find that that's the way I usually go. I have a baseline of my style, which I think is pretty colorful and lots of pattern mixing, but beyond that, within that style, I change how I scrapbook. So there we go. Trimming this down, I am using my Tim Holtz Tonic Studios guillotine trimmer. It is off to the right hand side of my page. Now, when I used my Fiskars or my Creative Memories trimmer on the regular, it lived on the left side of my page. So it was really a struggle getting used to it, but I just felt like with the handle on the right, it was just in the way on the left side of this left side of my table here. So now I'm trying to figure out what exactly I am going to be using down here as a decorative element. And I thought about using these houses at first because all my kids were home. And who knows how long this will last, with one in the military and one off at college and one ready to graduate high school at the end of the year next year. So not sure how long this was lasting, so that I was pulling those emotional feelings out, choosing my embellishments. And then I decided, you know what, I don't know what embellishment I want to put down here. I'm not completely pleased with any of the choices I picked out, so I'm going to skip that and move on to something else. So I'm adding some plaid in. Now, I love plaid, you guys. Plaid just makes me happy. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to add some plaid in. And I'm doing it because I'm using the 6x6 sheet. Obviously, it's not going to be able to span the entire page. And I felt like I had to cover up some of this dark green. It was just a lot of bam, wow, expanse of dark green. And I just felt like that was a little bit too much. So had to do something about that. So now that I've got that situated, I'm happy with that. And then this is when I realize truly how crooked my photos are. Now, I have no problem whatsoever having my photos on a slant. Love it. I love the look of it. I love not having everything so squared off all the time. But for this particular one, I felt like my photos they were just like a little bit way too slanted. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I fix it on camera or later, but the photo does straighten up just a little bit. So now I decide I'm going to use that cut apart sheet that you just saw with all the borders, and I'm using this border here with the arrows on it, and I'm going to just add some adhesive, trim it a little bit, and then add some adhesive and stick it down. There we go. And then I realized that where I had cut it, it was going to end exactly where that dark green paper was. And I didn't want it to end exactly where the dark green paper was, so I adjusted my plan for it a little bit. And I put this down here just because I felt like it needed just a little bit of something else down here. Like it needed a little excitement at the bottom of the page. Everything is very plain so far. I mean, I've got the grid and the plaid, and the light green paper in the background reads like a solid, so everything was very plain, and I felt like I needed to kind of liven it up a little bit, and I totally did that with this one sticker here. And here I'm putting those houses down again, because, you know, I'm still feeling those heartstrings, guys. Like, those heartstrings are, like, I'm feeling them hard. And then I thought I needed to add this deer with the plaid on it, just because it matches the girls' pajama pants so greatly. And I'm trying to figure that out. And I'm like, does this look okay with the houses there? Like, how am I going to do this? I'm ended up covering up a bunch of the plaid underneath. So I'm having all these thoughts like running through my head, and it happens all at once. So I'm sitting here looking at this, and I have all the things just going through my head, and I'm just taking a moment to look at it and figure out what in the heck am I doing. I thought about pulling in the wish list instead, but the colors were a little bit wrong. They were very, had like a gray tint to it, and I was like, no. So I found this little chipboard here. No idea, can't remember where it came from. And then I thought, you know what? I have these great wood veneer stickers from Pink Fresh Studio, so I should do something with those, definitely. So I decide to put that on there. I find some twine. I just have like this random little ball of twine. I think it came in a Love from Lizzie card kit. It's got some like gray and white, silver and white, gold and tan, and all these. It's just like a random little ball of twine that I just keep over on the right hand side. And I just went ahead and tied that over top of my tag, just so my tag would have a little bit of something coming out of it. Sometimes I don't mind nothing being in my tag. Very rarely though. Like, I prefer something being through the hole of the tag. So I have that, and I think that that works. I made sure to nestle the tree kind of branches into the deer there, and I'm liking it. Now I have these gold stickers, and these are from Simple Stories, and I'm just trying to figure out what else I should have in here. So I just add this little Be Jolly because I think it looks good, and obviously I've introduced gold through the wood veneer, so I just need to make sure, since I have gold in one place, I need to have it in more than one place. It's just the way I think. So here I am trying to figure out what I'm going to do up there in the top, because there is definitely something on the Pinterest pin that I use, and I'm just like, what is going to go up here? I'm looking at my stickers. I'm just kind of like flipping through my kit. Now I have this. This is actually a tag. It has to and from on the back of it, and I thought that it would work well because of the black and white, but it's not really evoking the same kind of feeling that kind of like the woodsy deer stuff has in it. It's not really evoking that same kind of feeling. So right now I'm looking for color, because I have the black and white like across the middle in the photo, obviously, and then I have it on the deer, and then I thought, you know what, I could add this part of the sticker here and add it right there, and it works for me. It was just a matter of figuring if I wanted the plaid to be throughout like all around that sticker, or if I wanted it to be inside the plaid, you know, or like hanging over. I decided to go hanging over. And it's really just a matter of what looks good to your own eye. I hope, like right now I'm getting like upset because my photos are a little bit too crooked. Like I feel like I have to turn my head, and when I feel like I have to turn my head over the photos, then they're probably too crooked on the page. And that's me looking at it, and this is where I'm like, oh yeah, we need to adjust this just a little bit. And it's not a whole bunch, it's really slight. I mean, look at this. See, super slight. The photos are still a little bit crooked, but it doesn't make me feel like I have to turn my head to look at them, so I'm completely pleased with it. Yep. I hold it up and then I'm like patting it like, yeah, good job, photos. You look like where you're supposed to be. Hooray. So while I am messing around with this layout, just trying to figure out what else is going to go on here, make sure that you check out Crystal with Pineapple Papers if you are not already a subscriber of hers. We are great friends, I'd like to think. We've scrapbooked and shopped together, and she is just amazing. And I was super honored that she asked that if I would be able to participate on her Pinterest inspired layout a day theme that she has going on this month. And this is the first layout I created for that. So it is super awesome. So every day, go to her channel. She has a new video every day. And I believe just about every day she has someone, like a guest, participating with her and having fun with it. So the only thing you do for this is go to your Pinterest board, something you've had up there for a while, like it's been giving you inspiration and you just haven't used it. So go ahead and try it yourself. And then make sure to use her hashtag when you do. So I decided to use the other part of that sticker so that I would have the same exact color. I knew that that was going to be important to me because if I had pulled in like a stark black, then it would kind of be like, whoa, where else is there a stark black on the page when this is kind of like a chalkboard black? So I just trimmed it up. Whoops, lost the adhesive there. Gotta pile some more on. And I always find that if I just use a little bit of adhesive and then like it doesn't stick, I end up using going whole hog on that sucker and using a ton of adhesive. So now I have that there. I'm going to trim it off, and there are my little banners up at the top. Yay, looking good. I'm like, something needs to go here. I got to figure out what that is. It's just too blank. So I add one more wood veneer. That way I have wood veneer kind of on 3 areas of my layout instead of just one. And then of course I add the little stars that I added around the other areas of the wood veneer. And I'm thinking, is this going to be it? I try to pull out the sticker and add it in. I really wanted to add it, but it just wasn't working. So I put it back on a backer sheet and I will use it on another layout. It just wasn't working for me on this one. So I decided to add just a couple lines of journaling. So every year we do the Christmas Eve pajamas, and every year they're documented and I talk about the tradition. So I don't have a lot to say because we've been doing this for many years. So I'm just creating a couple little lines just talking about it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please check out the links down below, and I will see you guys again real soon.